Hey, my name is Luke. I'm here outside the boat project barn and wanted to show you how cool this boat project is. There's a lot of work to do on it, but if you have some money and some skill or know somebody who knows how to do boat work and are interested in a fast cruising sailboat, that could be a really cool boat. Let's take a look at it. So here is the stern. It's all faired and ready to go. You can see the backstay attachment point there and the steps that I built in to have a propane locker about here, but still be able to get in and out of the water easily through this step. And over here we can see a bunch of molds that I had prepared before we ran out of money. They're ready to go. So to make all the hatches and stuff, I can include foam, carbon fiber, fiberglass, whatever, to finish those up. Over here in this box is the steering pedestal and the rack and pinion system. That's all made in Denmark. It's a Jeffa RP400 pedestal, and then there's the 700 mil steering wheel over in that box there. And then in this giant crate is a bunch of all the hatches and a lot of the other bits and bobs that go inside the boat. Over here we've got the two doors for the head and the aft berth, and then in this box under the tarp there are all the cabinet doors and all the other bits of wood. If you can see under the boat there is the fuel tank, so that's the diesel tank made of aluminum. It's the nice, I forget the number, but it's the nice kind of aluminum that goes on the starboard side. And as we go upstairs, we'll do a little tour here so that you can see the scope of the work involved, but also just get a feel for the boat itself. So the cockpit is the biggest single part of the project still to go. The pedestal needs to be put in, the rudder post tube needs to be put in from the bottom, and then the rudder needs to be put in. All those pieces are ready to go, they just need to be installed, and that's a process for sure. So as you can see here, those two hatches need to have their hatches made, the doors, and then those two, that's for either side. So the port side there, and we got the starboard side here that needs to be cut and glassed in. Let's just go ahead and go towards the front here, give you an idea. The decks are pretty fair. They could use another pass of fairing and then maybe a layer of glass on top of it. That's kind of up to whoever wants to take over the project. This mast hole where the mast goes through, it's a keel step mast. That could be, I made it a little tight. I think it's a little too tight, so this could be chopped off and maybe a steel one made. That's not too crazy of an expense. As we get towards the bow here is another big part of the project, is finishing up this bow. And it's open to however you want to do it, right? So if you want to add a bowsprit to it, a custom bowsprit, or one that you buy and attach. I do have a windlass still that's ready to go in this spot, but just needs some configuration, some installation, and get the bow just the way you like it. So it does come obviously with all the hatches, the pulpit on the stern, pulpit on the bow, as well as all of your stanchions. The Dodger I cut off because we extended the interior portion of the boat here. Like, it used to cut off here, so we wanted more space inside, and the cockpit was already so big that we're not really taking away too much space. So I cut off the Dodger attachment point to move it further back, but it's still one piece. It could just be glassed back on, and then the Dodger will attach just as it was originally. The cockpit could use a little bit more fairing. There's a few surfaces that are perfect and ready to go, but some of them could use another little bit of fairing. And yeah, happy to include the fairing compound stuff that I was using. And here we can see the technical compartment. There's some cardboard down there, so it's kind of hard to see, and the light is not great, but let me see what we can look at here. So tons of space to attach systems, where the muffler went down there, fire extinguisher attachment point, and then just a ton of space down here for all sorts of good stuff, all sorts of needed stuff. For the companionway, there are 3 slats that went in that, so that could be the same as before. I did chop away one of the rails on either side here because we were going to change up a little bit how the companionway worked, but it's another small part of the project. I'd say cockpit is the biggest, bow number 2, and then companionway is probably number 3 in terms of what needs to be done to get it back in the water and get it fully functional. As we go downstairs, you can see I have cardboard covering up this very nice blue Corian countertop. You can kind of get a little peek of it there, but it's in really good shape, blue Corian. And then we've got this berth back here, which is nice and spacious. And I cut a big access to the engine compartment here. So there's access to the engine on all sides. So these stairs flip up this way so you can get access to the front of the engine. And then as we go into the head, you can see where I stopped mid-project, or after my dad died, I kind of just lost all hope in the boat project and just kind of gave up right where I was when that kind of happened a little suddenly. But these guys fit into both of these openings really well. We just need to pass a router with a flush trim bit, and all that will look really nice. So not too crazy there. That's pretty much faired and ready to go. And then as we look back into the galley, it does not come with the galley stove, so that's something that would need to be. It doesn't come with any wiring or any electric stuff. Here is the hydraulic keel lift system, so that's still connected. I never disconnected that. It should probably be serviced since it's been quite a while since that was serviced. But here we have the Herman Miller Aeron chair that's installed permanently in the boat. Sorry about that. That's the plywood floorboards that I have temporarily here. I made those right at the beginning of the project. The boat does come with carbon fiber floorboards that are all nice and black with some grippy stuff on top of them. So here you can see I protected the keel step spots. The diesel fuel tank goes in right here, and the way they had it set up originally is these were all water tanks that were just glassed in. Here you can see the hydraulic mechanism or reservoir for the fluid, and it's made in Italy. It's nice. And then the V-berth is super spacious, really nice amount of storage underneath there, and a nice sized closet on the port side and a smaller storage area on the starboard side. So V-berth, and all these little hatch covers are around. It's all foam core, so everything inside here, inside the boat, is foam core. So it's all super lightweight, super strong, and really well built by the people down at Westerly in California back in 1995, launched in 1996. So this boat was made for an owner in one of the Carolinas, and they had to get over a sandbar to get back to their dock. So that's why they installed this hydraulic keel lift system. And originally there was a rudder that also lifted up and out, and it was a crazy cassette looking like drum thing that took up a huge amount of space. So got rid of that, installed a more, made it ready to install a more standard rudder. And yeah, the rudder's ready to go. It's super beefy. It's on a 3.5-inch stainless steel post, so super beefy, way beefier than what you would buy today on a cruising boat or a racing boat. So thanks to my neighbors, Tom and Jeannie Becker there. They helped, or Tom especially really helped me build that rudder and showed me how to do it to make it nice and strong and proper. So that's mostly the walkthrough here. As you can see, this is the top of the hydraulic keel lift system. And yeah, we already walked around here, so what else can I show you? As of now, I still have the windlass and a Harken powered winch, so that could be installed on either side here, and the winches can be placed anywhere on the coaming here. That's fancy. It's kind of like a near to a blank slate project boat. And I really wish we could have finished it and had the budget or the wherewithal to do it, because it's just such a cool project, such a cool boat that could be finished and relaunched. And I think I mentioned in the ad that it was launched in 1996 for about $440,000, and that's obviously inflation. Today that'd be a lot more, but super cool boat. It's got really nice lines. I'm sure it's very fast. It's very light, so I'm sure it would just slice through the water. And you don't need to repaint. You obviously need to do new bottom paint, but as you can see here, I wrapped the carbon fiber around the end for the new stern lines. And yeah, I'd be happy to include all the stands, obviously, the boat barn itself that it's in, that we built around it. Here you can see the rudder that I made. It's wrapped up in some fabric and sitting on some foam so that it stays nice and protected. And here's the rudder post tube that I made also. And so that's nice strong carbon fiber and ready to be glassed in. There's the keel shape, so super fast looking for sure. This thing is a weapon. And then as we walk around the front here, you can see the shape of the bow. Pretty modern shape for a bow, even though, it's from the 90s. And it was originally in Maryland after having been in the Carolinas there for a while. And over here, just real quick, show you the Bimini and the Dodger stainless steel hardware that's here and ready to be put back on the boat. All the canvas and the sails, they're in my neighbor's attic, and they're all in good shape for sure, because they haven't been used all that much. So I think it comes with the mainsail, and then the mainsail that's on the furling boom as well. So it does come with a carbon fiber mast and a furling boom, as well as rod rigging. So you can see here where the engine and the, well, see this giant hole is where that rudder drum steering system used to be. You can see I filled it in, vacuum bagged, bunch of carbon on there, super strong. I might have made it a little too strong. It's very beefy, but it's on the bottom of the boat, so it can be pretty heavy, not a big deal. But yeah, that's pretty much it. The furling boom is up in the other barn, so it's been kept very dry and safe and nice. And then we can come over here outside the barn to take a look at the mast. It's also been wrapped up and stored. So I've covered it with this fabric so that the sun is not beating on it. You can see the stanchions, not stanchions, spreaders there. It's a 2-spreader mast, so 1, 2. And let's see if we can unwrap it a little bit so you can actually see what it looks like. Very nice. And this thing is light enough that I can pick it up by myself on either end. So that's what the finish still looks like. Carbon mast. This thing is very impressive. I've been told that by itself it's probably like 40 grand or something like that for this mast. So really nice stuff. There's cables running through there, and I did attach a messenger line through there as well. So that's pretty much it. It's a beautiful sailboat project, but it's a big project, and I know that, but I'm really just trying to find someone who either has the money or the time, or if somebody wants to do some sort of like co-ownership thing where they can fund the rest of the project to get it finished up and get it in the water and then have some sort of co-ownership thing. I'm open to that. Yeah, it's just a bummer to see it sitting here languishing because I don't have the time or the money or the ability basically to finish it. And it's just such a cool boat, and I'd really love to see it go to someone who can either finish it or yeah, I don't want to part it out. I'm still holding on to hope that we'll find somebody who can buy it as a kit. And really, I'm not trying to make any money off of it. I'm just trying to pay off our loan debt and get out of debt on this thing. So, you know, I hope I'm not asking for a crazy amount. Hopefully I'm being reasonable about what it will cost to finish it. I think it's going to be anywhere around $70,000 to do like a bare bones finishing, get it back in the water. So that includes everything except maybe an engine, because I did have to sell the engine to try to start paying down the loan debt. But yeah, I think it's like I said multiple times in this video already, it's a very cool boat. It has a ton of potential, and with a little bit of love and a little bit of money, which is hard to come by for a lot of folks these days, it could be a very, very cool either like bare bones racing boat or a full-on fast cruiser, which was our idea for it originally. Just things don't always work out as you hope, and it's been a learning experience for me for sure, and learned how to do a lot of carbon glass stuff, and thankful for that. But I just, you know, obviously wish it would have turned out differently. I wish we would have been able to finish it and live on it and sail around as we originally intended, but things happen, and so I'm just really hoping we can find someone who wants to finish it or wants to fund us finishing it. I don't know how I would find the time to do it. I'd have to hire some friends who are professionals at this to do most of it, because I need to be focusing mostly on the bag business. But yeah, that's about it. There's a little walkthrough tour of the boat project. It also comes with this 14-foot long spinnaker pole that's on the other side of these stairs. And like I mentioned, I'm happy to split transportation costs or have you, viewer, who's interested in this boat, finish the basic stuff here to get it in the water and then finish it on the water or whatever. So yeah, and barn can be included. It's all screwed together so it can be taken apart in a day or two. You know, not that big a deal. Just have a barn lowering party and rent some equipment to do that pretty quickly. And yeah, I don't need to show you the boom because that's in the barn, but trust me, it's a really nice furling boom, and that was one of the big pluses I thought in buying this boat. And that's about it. Yeah, so it comes with a bunch of sails, the old steering wheel if you want it, as well as the new steering system, and pretty much everything that's in the barn here I would love to see go to someone who can finish it and give this boat the love it deserves, and still holding out hope to find someone who can do that. And if not, then I guess I need to start looking at like parting it out or selling just the rig, just the different components. But yeah, still hoping to find someone who can, and hopefully that someone is you who's watching this video here, or please share it with someone who loves sailboats and wants to see a boat like this back in the water and has a way to help out, or knows someone who can take over and give this thing the love it deserves. So anyway, thanks so much for watching. I know it's a different video for me, but I've been putting it off for a while, so I'm glad I'm finally doing it. See you next time.